Hi, friends. Welcome back to Unbuttoned. Another week. Lauren and I are here, and we decided this week we wanted to touch on kind of the subject of finding confidence through your own personal style and how your style can evolve and change, and you don't really need to worry about what other people think if it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
We have both been through quite a style journey. I mean, even since we started the shop 2 years ago. But that's okay, and that's kind of what we wanted to talk about on here. I feel like the thing that we always want to bring to you guys is that concept of dressing to feel confident, because that's our goal with this business, is to help empower you guys to feel more confident in your skin and what you're wearing.
Yeah, and everyone's not going to dress the same. Everybody's style is going to be different, and something we want to touch on is in different parts of your life, your style is going to evolve and be different, and that's okay.
Yes, definitely. So one thing that comes to mind specifically for me personally is how much my style has evolved every time I've had a baby.
Yeah.
Because, well, number one, can we just talk about how horrible maternity clothes are?
I don't even know that they really make them that much anymore. I think people have gotten good at just
Yeah.
wearing things that they can. I mean, maybe not, but
Yeah, if you're a mama to be right now and you're feeling like maternity clothes are ugly, you're not alone. And I would say our recommendation would be to just find regular things that are not maternity and size up, or find things that have stretch, because that was always a struggle for me. Just dressing pregnant. I felt like I could not dress cute when I was pregnant because there just wasn't much out there, and I honestly wish I would have just not tried to find maternity stuff.
No,
Other than jeans, you kind of have to.
Yeah, but I think that we should start really even further back.
Yeah.
Is where was your high school style? Where was your college style? And how have you evolved in your style? Because I'm just sitting here thinking back to...
We need to dig up some photos
when bandeau skirts were such a thing.
Yeah.
That was my college days.
In different colors.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Yes. And chunky necklaces were really in, and things like that. But a big thing to take away before we even start talking about our style is, and this is the main purpose of this, is dress however the heck you want.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel good and confident, that's really what's important.
Right.
But we were saying earlier, if you're not changing and evolving just in anything, it's
right.
People always be like, "Oh, you've changed." It's good.
Yeah.
You should be as your life progresses, and so should your style.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like we said, obviously you're over time, and as trends change and as your body changes and your lifestyle changes, your style is going to reflect that. But I think the thing that stands out to me most from high school was the trend of wearing a fitted Abercrombie or Hollister graphic tee and men's camo cargo shorts with flip-flops.
Say something though. Speaking of Abercrombie in
that
high school,
was the fit.
My mom would go in there and be like, "It's too dark. It's a jungle. It's so loud in here. I hate being in here." She would throw a fit every time we went into Abercrombie.
It was kind of brutal back then.
Mm-hmm. They
had
changed
so much, but
models standing out front, and it has quite evolved. I will say
Thankfully.
that. But yeah, yeah, that's true. And then remember there was the pop collar thing?
Oh yeah, or the
jean
double
skirt.
collar,
yeah,
where you'd have two collared shirts on and you'd pop both collars.
Mm-hmm. We used to have middle school dances, and I lived for getting a new outfit to go to these dances.
Yep.
But every week it was a jean skirt and a different shirt, as if that was so original.
Oh, remember jean skirts with a graphic tee and then flip-flops and leg warmers? Did you ever do that?
No, I never did that.
Oh, that was an Abercrombie phase too that I feel like we all went through. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I definitely did the jean skirts and the polo shirt.
Yes.
But I did not do the leg warmers.
Or how the pockets of your jeans really said a lot about where you shop, and your status.
The stitching of the jeans was such a thing, and now I think about it, I'm like, ew, that's so weird.
Oh, I know.
But
it's so funny.
Would you get jeans from Buckle? Would you get jeans from Nordstrom? Would you get designer jeans? Would you get Abercrombie jeans? Which is silly, but and then we always talk about this too, how skinny jeans were such a trend.
Yeah.
But I maybe unpopular opinion, want them to come back.
I know skinny jeans. I know I miss them.
On short,
I like the
shorter
change,
people,
but
it looks
shorter girls
better.
for sure. I agree.
I feel like the baggies, like cute, whatever. It's fine. It's comfy, but like it makes me look a little stubbier and heavier.
I also think that skinny jeans are way easier to pair a shoe with. Like I think that like the wider jeans and like the barrel jeans and all of these like trends, I think people get really hung up on like how to style a shoe with them.
True, but I will say this to the credit of them. I like that you can wear sneakers with the wider jean, and I'm into that.
Same, because a skinny jean
with sneakers alone too.
Yeah.
But I do like that you can wear a sneaker with the wide jean. So that is the one thing about the trend that I really love.
Yeah.
And I love the comfort. But for short people, it's a little bit challenging.
Yeah.
But overall, I didn't hate the skinny jean trend. I kind of liked it for short people. It gave me some shape.
I know. I still am holding on to a couple pairs of the ones that I love.
I just finally got rid of them because I was like, I'm not that size. And I never
You
will
know
be
they'll
again.
be back though.
No, I know, but I won't be able to fit in that size.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta just get rid of them.
Okay, that also is a great point to talk about. Is like if you're holding on to clothes that are no longer serving your body, get rid of them because they're just a constant reminder of like you're not in that phase of life anymore. Like it's like me holding on to a pair of jeans from like when I was in high school. We're 20 years later. Why would I still have those in there? I'd be like just thinking all the time about how I just wish I could fit into them. Like out of sight, out of mind, we've moved on.
Yeah, I think it's one thing if it's like, you know, you have them in there because you're like pregnant and you're like, okay, maybe I'll fit into them after.
Different.
Fine.
That's different.
But then when you realize like, you know, you're 2 years postpartum and you're like, this isn't me or my body anymore. Rid of them.
Right, because
it's
just like
first of all, it's taking up too much space.
Yeah, you don't need the clutter.
You don't need the clutter in your life. 2, it's not bringing you any joy.
Yeah.
And 3, I mean, no one's fitting in their high school pants anymore. And if they are, I mean, good for you, but you're the minority.
Yeah. Totally.
So just get rid of them. It makes
for
space
you.
in that closet.
Yeah, so yeah, high school, I feel like it was like Abercrombie's hiatus for us. And then, and like Wet Seal and Charlotte Russe. Those were more in my price range.
Forever 21. I used
Forever
to love
21
those.
was the best.
It was so painful to go through and sift, but also it was like
So
kind of a
cheap,
fun
it was
game.
worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with like Charlotte Russe and Wet Seal and stuff, which are those even a thing anymore?
I don't know. I actually was wondering about that the other day. Didn't we say something that
We were
one
shocked
of us
that
wore?
Aeropostale was still a store.
Oh, yeah,
We looked that up because we were like, whoa, it's still a thing?
Yeah, Aeropostale
Because we were talking
was
about
cool.
Total Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all those things, like nostalgic stores to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you go to college and you see, for me, I'll say this, I went to a high school where we wore uniforms. So
That's so
I didn't,
crazy.
yeah, so all of my style expression was through purses.
Oh, yeah,
and
like
shoes.
accessories.
Yeah, and so like some people will say, I don't understand why somebody would spend money on a purse or shoes, which I see what they're saying.
Yeah.
But for me, it was the only way that like you got to express yourself.
So true.
And so a cute purse was like the thing. We didn't have an outfit like that.
Yeah.
Which partially I loved because I didn't have to have the pain of picking out an outfit every day. I loved just putting on the same thing. It was great.
Nice. Yeah.
But I do now have an obsession with purses.
Yeah.
And shoes.
Yeah.
So that's bad trait.
That's where
That's where it stemmed from. But then anyways, point being, I got to college and everyone had already kind of figured out somewhat their style.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I had no clue because I wore a uniform every day.
Yeah.
So I felt like when I go back and look at pictures of myself in college, I'm like, cringe.
Isn't it crazy too to think like, I was just thinking, where did I shop in college? And it's honestly kind of crazy to think that online shopping wasn't even like really a thing.
No, I mean, our
like
favorite thing to do in high school and college, well, more high school, was like go to the mall.
Tuttle.
Walk around the mall, yes.
I loved to
Like
go
I
to
used to
Tuttle.
plan out,
That
talk on the
Macy's
phone
at
with friends
Tuttle.
and be like, where should we go tomorrow?
Yeah,
At the mall? Like,
yeah.
that's not a thing anymore. And
Like, isn't
college,
that a
I'm like
weird
trying to
realization
think, I guess
though?
we like, I don't honestly know. I
Like,
guess
I
we'd
guess
go to the
we'd
mall
go
when
to
we come
the
home and like
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I guess we'd go to the mall. And maybe like we started online shopping, but I don't even think we did. I don't know.
I do
don't
not
remember
remember
ordering. I actually don't think we did.
online in college.
No, I think it was post-college for sure, because I don't remember ever like...
And we're not that old.
Right.
But it just goes to show how much like
quickly it evolved.
the landscape has changed since we were shopping
Yeah.
like back then. I did love to go to Pattaya on Ohio State's campus. But yeah, I think we went to just like Target, and then on the weekends we would go to the mall, I guess, if somebody had a car.
Yeah, and I think we just like trade around clothes.
Yeah,
Share
that's
clothes
true. I do
more
kind of
than
miss
obviously-
that. Like,
Yeah, 'cause it's like when
taking
you're-
clothes over to your girlfriend's house. And,
Right.
like,
You'd be like, bring
everybody's
over whatever you
swapping.
have. And yeah. So there was a lot of that, I feel like. And, you know, when you're in college, you don't have all this disposable income to be like, buy new outfits.
Exactly.
So you swapped a lot. But I didn't, my style was interesting. But all that to say that, like, you know, every phase of life, I feel like I've had a different style. And I probably, honestly, this is going to sound wild, but pre-kids would have never put on a crop top. I would have been like over my dead body and wearing a crop top. What am I, 12? And I think that's like the stigma with it.
Yeah.
But something I've learned is being short, leaving a little space in between my pants and my top elongates like my midsection.
It's more
and
flattering
actually
on your
looks
hourglass shape.
more slimming on an hourglass shape. When I wear a full length shirt, it is a little bit more like, makes me look a little stubbier.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but I feel like people have this fear of the crop top and everybody's like, I can't wear a crop top, I can't do that. But I would honestly encourage you to try, because honestly, I thought in my mind, I'm like, well, my whole tire is going to be hanging out here. But when you wear high-waisted pants, it really doesn't. And it makes you look taller and thinner, in my opinion, for hourglass at least.
Definitely. I think that that's some feedback that we get often from you guys when we're, you know, doing buying or asking for just feedback on what you'd like to see more of and stuff. And almost every time someone says less crop tops, more full-length tops. And we totally get that. Like, I understand.
And we obviously always, there's a time and place for, I'm not going to like, go to some, I don't know, family function or like fundraiser in a crop top. Well, yeah,
but also like a lot of crop tops, quote unquote, aren't really a crop top
why
if you have the right pants
That's why I paused and said, well, maybe I would, because it depends on the top.
Right. And I do agree, like, Lauren has taught me that about, like, her body type, which is just shorter and more hourglass. Like, a shorter shirt really is more flattering on her body type. And I think that's something that comes with, like, finding your confidence in your style, too, is just, like, really learning how to dress for, like, your body and your lifestyle, because also, you know, if you're a stay-at-home mom, for example, like, you don't need to be spending a ton of money on these, like, fancy dresses unless you have an event. But, like, really
Which is fun to, like, spend the money
and
buy a nice dress, because you don't normally get to dress up.
Yeah.
But then finding stuff that you feel confident in, because I will say to that point, at first when I was staying home with my kids, I would roll out of bed, put on leggings and a t-shirt, and like brush my hair, brush my teeth, and I would be like, I don't have time to do my makeup, I don't have time to get dressed in a cute like outfit. And I was just like, I don't know, I noticed that when I did that, I didn't feel as confident, I didn't want to do as many things, I was feeling bad about myself. Not to say that, like, you always have to have a cute outfit on and put some makeup on, but I do feel like when you feel good about yourself, you outwardly feel better.
I completely agree.
I feel like even if it's just a little mascara or a jean shorts instead of the leggings or whatever. I mean, I wear leggings all the time. I mean, like, time and place, but, like, finding the confidence to say, okay, I can invest in myself and my style a little bit. I don't need to be to the nines every day, but, like, I want to feel good about myself.
I agree. For me, it's almost like the same psychology as, like, making my bed in the morning. Like, and I'm, like Lauren said, I'm not even saying I get dressed and ready every day, but, like, our whole, you know, like, vibe that we kind of try to stay true to is sophisticated comfort. And it's like, we know that you got to be comfortable, like, with whatever your lifestyle looks like. But I do think that finding those, like, key things that you might still be super comfy, but you still feel good and you feel like put together. I do think that that can go a really long way versus, I know, like, when I was pregnant and postpartum, I always just wanted to wear, like, a really big baggy t-shirt or a really big baggy dress because I wanted to hide everything. But, like, something I've also learned through talking with you guys and doing this for a living for the past couple of years is, like, that's not flattering always, you know. On some people it might be if you're tall. I used to think it would, like, hide
stuff more, but I'm like, in reality it just makes me look like a bigger square box.
I think a lot of times as women we want to hide things when really, like, we shouldn't be doing that, you know. I mean, we might be a little heavier after we have a baby. We might not feel the greatest,
I mean,
but
obviously, it's like we're not saying when you don't feel good about yourself, throw on like
totally a
sports
body
wear
con.
around. I mean, let's not be ridiculous. We're not doing that. But just try things that may be out of your comfort zone. But all I could think about that whole time you were talking is I would love to know how many of you make your bed in the morning and do not.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is the same thing of getting dressed and doing your makeup and your hair, whatever it is, habit. It becomes a habit.
Yes.
I am the actual worst at making my bed in the morning. And I need to, want to, have to get better at it for that same reason.
Yeah.
I come home and feel overwhelmed because my room is a hot mess.
Yeah.
Because my bed is unmade. I am also the person who I get undressed and my clothes stay where they fell.
For days.
For days. And I mean, I tell myself all the time, don't put it down, put it away. Don't put it down, put it away.
Yeah.
And I put it down every time.
Yeah.
Instead of put it away. And it's just my room that's like that. The rest of my house is decently clean. I'm not going to say clean. Let's be real. I have 2 kids. But decently clean. But my room is a straight up tornado.
Yeah.
I mean, the bed is unmade. There are clean clothes in one pile on the floor. There are dirty clothes in another pile. And I'm like,
which is fine unless it stresses you out. And if it stresses you out, then that could really help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine, like, the first day after I clean it, and if there's, like, a little pile, I'm like, that's fine. And I get to, like, day 5, and I'm like, oh, my God, I'm going to lose it in this room. So I need to be better about forming a habit to make your bed, but I'd love to know how many people have that habit. I feel like everyone I talk to is like, oh, yeah, I make my bed. I'm like, oh, my God, get it together, Lauren.
I'm a little OCD about that, and I'm not OCD about many things, but it has just become a habit, and now I, like, have to have my bed. Like, if I come home and my bed's not made, I will make it to get back into it.
Yeah, but I also think the difference is you have a first floor master.
That makes all the difference. And I
so
always
you can
have.
See it. Mine is like out of sight, and mine I don't really go to my room until I go to bed.
I would say 100% if our bedroom was upstairs and it wasn't like part of our main living space that I have to look at multiple times a day, I'd be way more lazy about it. But it does feel good
but I need to
come
stop
home
being
to.
so lenient on it because I would like to go upstairs after and be like, whereas I go upstairs and I'm like frazzle dazzle.
Yes.
So I need to be better about that. And if you have any tips for making your bed in the morning, send them my way, please. Because I keep telling myself I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
And I haven't. I mean, I've become a reader, you guys.
Yeah.
This whole week,
As
I've read
of
a
this
book
week.
at bedtime instead of scrolling my phone. So if I can form that habit, I can make my bed.
Yes. Okay.
Right. Sorry, that was a tangent, but I needed to get it off my chest that I can't make my bed to save my life. But the point was, if you start to form a habit hopefully it sticks, and I need to form that habit. However, I did start to form the habit of thinking about what I'm putting on my body in the morning. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some Sunday mornings I'm like, throw on this baggy sweatshirt and an old pair of shorts, and I'm just going to get stuff around the house, done around the house, which is fine.
Yeah.
You don't need to look like you're going to the grand ball every day. And I think that's just the thing. Like, something I've learned a lot this year, too, is that I'm trying to think of the quote I heard that, like, accessories are kind of like the icing on the cake.
Oh, I love that.
And you could be wearing the most simple outfit, throw on a necklace and a pair of earrings, and it just looks a little bit more elevated.
Cute hat.
And just those, like, simple little things can make you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I think that also, like, when we reference, like, a capsule wardrobe, those are, like, the things we're talking about. Like, it can be like a pair of leggings and a t-shirt, but if you find a pair of leggings that feel really good and flatter you, and a t-shirt that has a cute fit and things like that, you know, like investing in those things that you know you're going to get a lot of use out of, but that also
you can mix
you
in
like and you feel good in. Yeah. And then you can accessorize them different ways. But yeah, I think like every time for sure that I've had a baby, I feel like I kind of like reinvent my style because I just have been so excited to like wear clothes again. Yeah.
I think
so if you're
fair.
in one of those like postpartum ruts, you'll get back to feeling like excited to, you know, shopping and getting dressed again. But I definitely think that's a challenging time when you're pregnant or postpartum.
We were talking to somebody in here the other day just about like color. And I was saying I generally just will put on black.
Yes.
But then I'm like, I have challenged myself this year to really put on more color. Yeah. Try more color, try more patterns. And yes, sometimes I put it on, I'm like, no. But then other times I'm like, okay, I just needed to try it. Yeah. And, you know, go with it. But I think that that's, you know, all about just trying it on. Yeah. And something about the shop here that I know that sometimes people mention is, just struggle, like, shopping online can be a struggle sometimes because I don't know how it's going to fit or this or that. And if you're local, please come try it on. We're here. We're happy to accommodate if you need to like message us and come try something on. If you want to try it on at local pickup.
Yep.
Let us know. We're all about that.
We totally get that. And that's why we allow for returns.
I was just going to say, if you don't live here, that's why we have a return policy. Like, that's fine. Get it home and try it on.
Yep.
But I also think that, like, sometimes just forcing yourself to wear something that might be out of your comfort zone and giving it a chance.
Yeah, some of you guys have said that, like, we have helped you just like take more of a like fun approach to your style, and that you bought things you never thought you would wear but you feel so good in, and that's like such a win for us, because we know that that's like a boost of confidence, you know, when you're like, ooh, I actually do like how this feels or makes me feel. But yeah, I think like end of the day, wear what you want to wear,
and you know yourself best. Like the girls always try to convince me to wear colored lipstick, and I'm like,
Can we please put the photo up?
Sure. I know that I can't wear colored lipstick. It is hideous on me. Everyone's like, yeah, brown hair and darker skin, it would look so pretty. I'm like, it doesn't. It won't. I promise you. I put it on and it's repulsive. And they made me put it on last year in Vegas at a market, and I was so grossed out, and they even said right after, like, okay, take it off. But it's just not my thing.
That specific shade was
it's
not your shade.
It's every shade that is not a nude is not flattering on me. I do not like it. So there are certain stipulations that I feel like you know yourself best.
Yeah.
And okay, so that, but I will say, I've given a few colors a try, and I've really done my darndest to make them work, but they're not working, and I'm over it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times too, we are so worried about like what somebody else is going to think of like an outfit or something, like, oh, I'm 40 and I'm wearing a shorter top. Like,
okay, that age thing.
Who cares? Yes. The age thing is like,
we hear that a lot, like, oh, I'm way past the age of wearing a crop top. And I'm like, I think there's this stigma of crop top that it's like a bralette. It's like a crop top just simply means it either like meets at the pant line or there's a tiny sliver showing. But it doesn't mean that your whole stomach's hanging out.
Yeah, and also, like,
and who said that at a certain age you can't wear what?
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like, in some sense of being, like, quote-unquote age-appropriate.
Yes.
But, like, it doesn't mean you can't rock certain trends within means.
Totally. I completely agree. I feel like, we all just are, like, too hard on ourselves sometimes. Like, we can wear what we want to wear as long as it makes us feel good. And one thing we talk about a lot is like confidence itself is the most attractive trait. Like, think about like the style icons we see out there, like Gigi Hadid, for example. She wears like a freaking trash bag with cool shoes, but she rocks it because she has confidence wearing it. I think that is something that's important to remember. Like, if you feel good in it and you're exuding confidence, everybody else around you is going to think that you are rocking it, you know?
And if you go home and you're like, wow, I really didn't like that, then don't wear it again.
Yeah.
But, like, try it. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I mean, what's the worst going to happen? You wear something one day and you're like, okay, never wearing that again.
Yeah.
Okay, so
don't wear it again.
No one, I promise you, the next day is still thinking about your outfit like you are. Which is unfortunate because I always think, like, people, I thought that's so ugly. I'm like, people aren't thinking about my outfit.
No. I mean,
besides me.
Yeah, besides you. And again, like, nobody is most likely just sitting there, like, analyzing your outfit.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's talk about this, because I was thinking about other people thinking about your outfit.
Yeah.
I have a few friends who say that they could let their husband pick out their outfit and it would be better than what they would pick out.
No.
And I was curious if you felt that way.
No! Okay. You guys have seen my husband's Crocs sandals. Absolutely not.
Okay, because I'm imagining and there's some people who say their husband would go into the closet and like just pick out the sexiest thing and say like, that's cute.
I was going to say, I do think that he would pick out something very different from what I would most likely pick out. Like, sometimes I wear things that I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. And they're like his favorite things. And it's not even that like they're extra sexy or anything. Like, I'll never forget when we were on vacation, my hair was soaking wet from the pool, but we had those hibachi guys coming, and I like slicked my hair back into a bun, and he just thought, he was like, why don't you ever wear your hair?
I tell you that.
It looks so beautiful.
Every
I'm like,
single
I feel
day.
Like I look like a wet dog.
No, you don't. Let's pause for that for a second, because I tell you all the time.
I don't like my hair.
Her hair is so pretty up. She never wears it up. And I saw a TikTok one time that said, like, the equivalent to a girl looking at a guy and he has a backwards hat on, you know, when you're like, oh, that's cute, is slick back hair for a girl.
I
Guys
don't know,
think it's
though.
sexy.
It doesn't make me feel confident, though.
And that's fair.
Yeah,
He likes it.
Yeah.
As your friend, I'm like,
Yeah.
God, it looks so pretty like that. You should do it.
But
However,
even, like, I feel like, yeah, he just would definitely pick out probably one of the things in my closet that I would never reach for.
okay.
I don't really know why. I don't know why that is.
Okay.
Like, I highly doubt we would ever, like, if it was a challenge and we were like, pick out an outfit for me for X, Y, and Z event, we would never pick the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hunter and I would not pick the same thing, and it's due to he doesn't really think about the way clothes fit or anything like that. He'd honestly pick the first thing and be like, I'm sure this will be pretty. Like, he wouldn't put the thought into it because he just doesn't see
Okay, that's the
it as
thing,
much
though.
as me. It's not like he'd pick the sexiest outfit or the ugliest outfit. It would simply be he'd probably pick what's in front of his face and be like, this will do. You'll look pretty and you'll look fine. Like,
but again, that comes back to like the fact that like most likely they would think we look pretty in anything. So it's like
true.
You know, like
true.
I think that we just overthink it sometimes, and as long as you feel good, they're most likely going to be attracted to that.
True, but my husband would say he feels good in some of the outfits he wears, and I'm like, nor do I.
Okay, that's different.
So I feel like there's a caveat to that because, come on.
I wonder if there's anything we've ever worn that our husbands wish we would throw away. I need to ask Peter this question.
I'm sure. We joke with my sister because she had this blue sweatshirt. The whole family was like, throw it away. So yeah, I'm sure. But I don't think that in the sense of whatever you find comfortable is the best in some cases. Because I'm like, I'll say to him, I'm like, I just put in a little effort.
Yeah.
I'd at least match the top and the shorts. Yeah. Like, you know, he just doesn't, that's not what he cares about, which is fine and I respect that. But at the same token, I'm like, can I at least pick out your outfit then? Just
guys have it so easy though. Like there's only so many styles that guys can like choose from. You know, it's like shorts or pants, a pair of shoes, and then a shirt, maybe a tie and a jacket, or like a t-shirt or a button-down or a polo. We have like so many more options.
When I'm always envious of guys' clothes because of their bottoms option. I feel like that's where I always get stuck. I can pick out a top, I can pick out a dress, but when it comes to the bottoms, I'm like, ugh. This is where I get.
That's a good call.
I just always get like so hung up on it because.
And bottoms are so uncomfortable for us compared to them.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, oh totally.
Like my struggle is that like, yeah, I can throw on a pair of jeans, but I just can't stand them for very long unless they're like really, really good, comfortable jeans. But yeah, that's why
I know I get so. And another thing with jeans is I have standing jeans and sitting jeans.
Exactly.
And they are two different categories based on where I'm going. If I'm going to be standing most of the time, I put on some tight, like the top jeans that are high-waisted, that are real cute and slimming. But I'm telling you, if you ask me to sit in those babies, they're coming unbuttoned, unzipped, and I am uncomfy.
And you're gonna like hate your outfit the whole night.
Oh, I'm so
feel like
the whole
crap.
Night. Yeah. So I also have in my mind sitting jeans, standing jeans.
Yes.
And same with bottoms. Like some shorts, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, totally. All of that to say though, like if you have approached a, item that you've liked, but you're like, I don't know if that's my style. I don't know if I can pull that off. Like your style's allowed to evolve and try it. Give it a try.
Yeah, I'd love to also see people maybe send in some things that they have always been afraid to try.
Yeah.
And if you're short or tall, maybe you put that caveat with it. And then we could honestly try on some stuff and we'll give you the real truth in a lifetime like, I don't love this on me. Or I do. Or here's how to make this look a little different. Because I feel like that would be helpful. At least it would have been helpful for me. I'd love to just be able to watch somebody and be like, okay, I see how they're doing that. Or, see, that proves my point. That doesn't look great. Or, like, because we talk about all the time, you'll be like, try on this shirt and tuck it. And like, not for me, you know?
Well, and also, like, I think styling can be hard sometimes, too. But, like, another example for, like, Lauren's shorter hourglass body type, like, I think that sometimes people with a similar body type are like more afraid of like a dress that's a little like not as fitted. But like if you could belt it or if you could put on a heel with it and elongate yourself a little bit, like We should do some content around this, like
'Cause we
dressing
talked
for
about
your
this
body
with-
type, because it
Exactly.
is hard. It's definitely hard. But
I
feel
have
like
to
we've
put a
learned
belt around a
lot.
flowier dress, or else I look too boxy, because this like midsection is the only area where I feel like it goes in and then it goes out at my hips.
Yeah.
So I need to like draw
Like,
attention to
ooh.
the part where it dips in.
And you, like with midi dresses, you like to wear a heel because it makes you look a little bit taller.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't always love midi stuff without a heel, just because it doesn't show as much skin at the bottom as I like it to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be like a fun little thing to do,
some
like
content
dressing
on Instagram.
for
Yeah.
your body type, your height, your hair color.
Yep.
Like those would all be fun things. And so if you have any of those things that you want to see, let's do it.
Yeah, for sure. That would be really fun. And I think that everybody, like, even I would love to see like what your tips would be for like your body type versus mine.
Me too, because I could see some of your tips. I'd be like,
Yeah, that would be fun. We should do that.
we should do it.
Yeah, send
those in.
Yeah.
But tell me your worst clothing phase.
Oh God.
Like, what's the one you look back at most and you're like, cringy?
Probably college.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say I had a little Ed Hardy phase.
You did?
Yeah, I had a few shirts. One was red, one was black, and I thought they were so cool.
I can't think of like a specific outfit, but I do feel like college I was just confused and broke. So like I didn't have a lot of money to like spend on clothes. So I just like, used what I had.
There was a phase in college where I got bangs.
Oh.
That was an interesting choice. They didn't last very long. Because
We
I
should
looked
also
like
put
a
up the photo of you with the
child.
bangs on for Manny's birthday.
My God, yeah. Whichever you used last name. Bangs were not for me. But anyways.
I never went through an Ed Hardy phase.
You didn't?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, it was kind of embarrassing.
No, but every picture I look back, like from college, I'm like, oof, man. I don't know.
I think everyone to a sense. I mean,
totally, because trends just change and your style evolves. Yeah.
Like there was the big chunky belt. I vividly remember on my 21st birthday wearing a bandeau skirt, this big black belt that has a bow on it, this white like button-uppy top. It was so with tights underneath it, mind you.
Yeah. Although
and
then
curved-toed
sometimes like
shoes. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But that was the thing.
Yeah, and like sneakers weren't cool when we were in college, so it was like
let me
stilettos
just say
or nothing.
something. These girls running
You
around college
bitches.
nowadays.
They get to wear
Think
sneakers.
you're lucky stars. Some of
we
us
had
were
frozen
in, like,
toes and stilettos in the middle of the winter.
pumps, okay?
In the club.
Literally running through High Street in stilettos while all these girls are now wearing like Nikes and Golden Gooses around campus. I'm like, wow, what?
Yeah. It was, if you were going out, you had stilettos on, and usually
They were
your
scuffed
toes
up on
were
the
out.
bottom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you walked home barefoot in snow.
I did not walk on barefoot.
I did many times.
You would. I did not. I suffered the pain and then would put on Band-Aids on my like scabbed feet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is so true. God, I would love to go back and be able to wear like sneakers and be
Like today's
fashionable
trend,
back
I'm like,
then.
oh, I could totally do that in
Girls
college.
got it easy.
They got it so easy. I'm like, lucky. And all these like computers and AI, and we sound like we're 100 years old. But I'm telling you, just in a matter of like a short period of time, I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
We said to Saf the other day, this was probably a few months ago, I said something about high school, and I said, oh my God, I just like loved passing notes and folding notes in a certain way. And I was like, didn't you love that, Savannah? And she's like, we didn't pass notes. I'm like,
She's
what
like,
are you
"We had
talking
cell
about?
phones."
Yeah, she goes, we had cell phones. We just text. I'm like,
You kind of made us sad.
I literally said, I'm like, oh, you kind of missed a really fun.
I know.
It was like the sneak of it, which was fun. It's the same thing as like drinking underage. Like,
Yeah.
it's the fun in
It's
sneaking
the thrill. Yeah.
I mean, what's the thrill? So
Yeah.
I just like, just in a short period of time, how much things have changed. Same thing happens with fashion. Like,
Yeah, for
it
sure.
switches. And I think that's also why we find the beauty in this shop is there are obviously department stores you can go and spend tons of money on a blazer or this or that, but styles change very quickly, and it's nice to be able to find some pieces that are changeable and workable and interchangeable.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's kind of what we like focus on.
Yeah, we
is
always
being
try
able
to find
to
a mix of like
keep up with trend, but also keep it
yeah.
classic.
Yeah, totally.
So
And keep it affordable. That's always a goal too.
I think so too.
And functional.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we do a pretty good job.
I think so too. Check us out. See if you think the same. Maybe we were saying earlier, we're like, do we think we're funnier than we are? Do we think that we're like, we will crack up all day and then we're like, same thing. We're like, we think we do.
That was funny.
I know, I'm like, we think we do. We're stupid.
Oh, all right. Well, what are we at timing wise?
Oh, good.
Where are we close?
35. We're good.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cut that part out.
All right. Well, wrapping up, we just want to encourage you guys to let your style evolve, step out of your comfort zone, and most importantly, just prioritize being confident in whatever you wear, because confidence is the key to feeling good and honestly being in a good mood a lot of times.
Yeah,
For me.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I think it's important to gain back your confidence if you lost it, try new things.
And if you guys are ever like, oh God, I'm in such a rut, like I just really need some recommendations, like please send us an email or a DM and we would be so happy to
Or come in.
chat with you or come in here, and just tell us like what you're struggling with, what you're, you know, feeling self-conscious about, and we can totally help you guys navigate that. Because I know sometimes that's like the hard part too, just kind of not knowing where to start, but we're here for you.
Yeah, and I know that we've talked about this a little bit before, just before we go, how each episode of this is so different. Sometimes it's personal stories, sometimes it's work, and we're just kind of keeping you guys along for the ride. We kind of look at this podcast as, I mean, we go week by week and we bring you along with whatever's going on and whatever kind of mood we feel. So always kind of like subscribe and like and tell us what you're liking, give us the feedback, because
please do.
We obviously feel like we're talking to you guys as our friends and we hope you feel the same.
Yes.
So we really want your input.
Yeah, and come in and see us or shoot us an email if you want some guidance on dressing for your body type or for finding styles that you might not expect that might boost your confidence, because we are here to do that for you guys first and foremost. Okay. Talk to you guys next week.
Chat with you next week.
Bye.